slash good morning. I wanted to talk about this. It's called plotting success. Um, you know, are you plotting your success? Which means going to college, graduating, after that, getting your name in the papers, magazines, etc., commercials, whatnot. That's what personally I would call success. But I mean, everybody has obviously different perspectives out there. But the point I'm going to make here. All right, sorry about that for the technical difficulties. But what I'm going to say here is people are sitting at home with a degree, don't know what to do with it. They're just like, what do I do with this? You know, they're like, how do I become successful? How do I get in the magazines like Samuel Brock Flynn or a few other people I know personally? Um, like let's say for example Steve Jobs. How do they get in the magazines of Jeff Bezos or people like that? Um, the thing of it is, it's called being successful. Number one. Number two, it's about being you and who you are. Um, yes, being authentic, but also at the same time, you want to be genuine, not exactly trying to manipulate an authenticity or what have you. You want to be your real self. I try not to be anybody but myself. I mean, I haven't been known to be someone else. I mean, I don't know where some idiots get that from, but they're idiots. They have no real, value to the world unless they educate themselves and stop being an idiot. So, but, there's a way to fix that. That's all I'm saying. Don't take me wrong. I'm just saying there's people out there that, I wouldn't even bother given the time to you know unless they're gonna hold a intelligence or an intelligible conversation. um so I mean some cannot but some can. um but I will show you this is something I did tonight, which was interesting. It's signed off by a doctor, of course. So but anyways, um my other point I'm just going to make here is this. Um, where there are some, and this is my question personally, where has everybody went to when they went to school for their degree? You don't hear anything, like you don't hear them featured in magazines and exposure. You don't hear the exposure part of it. You don't hear anything of people, and it's like, what are these people doing out here? I mean, I'm going to be honest. If you're going to be a successful individual, you do not want to wait until you're 50 or 60 years old, because there's no telling how much time you really have left in this world. So I wouldn't wait to get in the magazines then. Um, and quite frankly, that I mean, depending on cosmetics and stuff, I would say sometimes it's not a good thing to even get in the magazines because at that point you're rather frail and 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 just going through a lot of changes. I mean, not saying you can't. I'm just saying it doesn't generally look good at that point. Waiting that time frame. It's just a best way to do it is do it now or wait until you're 60. I mean, I'm I've I'm just saying there. Yeah, I got a head start on mine. um, I mean, I could show you an example real quick. um, that's mine right there where it says featured on. So I will say this, for anybody's watching, I'm not trying to make this a negative show. I'm just trying to get people to see and realize, hey, you have a degree, you have this, you have the knowledge to know how to be your own person and own guy. You know, yeah, you have the ability to be you and just you and as your own guy or lady or whatever, be your own self and start your own thing and become successful, be featured in like 9, 10, 11, 12, or even 30 magazines in the future. That's what I would do for your success, for who you are. People are going to want to write about your talent and who you are and the things that you have done for people. People are going to want to write about that. And so I would be honest with you, I'd start now than starting later. But what I don't understand is people don't grasp that, I don't think. I mean, I can tell you this, some of the smart people I knew have not yet to even grasp that. I hate to say this. I'm not trying to defame you all, but or hurt your feelings, but you all haven't grasped to actually get yourself out there. And you're just probably working under somebody, probably told that you're not allowed to get out there and have a little fame of yourself. You're probably told under like some kind of control and tyranny, that you're not allowed to do this, that, the other. You can't be in this magazine or that magazine or that Nashville magazine or that, you know, Brentwood magazine or that whatever. I'm just using an example, but you that I mean, you're probably being told about that, and it's just I think it's all wrong. But personally, but I would be you and focus more on you and do your own thing and show your works too. I mean, especially show your works to the media. I mean, if you want to show your works to the media, that way that brings in more success, drives in more clientele. You know, that's my suggestion to you. But I am the only person I know of that have actually graduated from high school, went to college, and then later on, about 10 years, 10, yeah, about 10 years later, here I am being wrote about in magazines. So, and different online articles too. But that's what I'm saying is it, what are you people doing out there? I mean, you got to grab the bull by the horns and say, hey, I, I don't want to be in tyranny. I want to be featured on magazines. I want to be featured on TV. I want to do this, do that. I want to be there to show my works, what I have done, and my previous clientele that gives me permission to show my work I did for them. That is what's going to get you the business out there, you know. Yeah, I mean, but don't spend 50, 60 years plotting success, you know. I would just try to go for it now, you know, on your own instead of waiting. I don't know if you're waiting for Christmas to get here. I mean, you don't want to be one of those guys that wait for Christmas uh, 50, 60 years from now to do something. So, yeah, I don't hear of anybody else being advertised or wrote about or what have you other than somebody like me, unfortunately. I have to say that, to not bragging, but unfortunately, that's what I'm saying is I'm only hearing. I'm actually proud to be in the magazines and write ups. Don't get me wrong, in the news articles. But my saying is, don't look at that as a negative, horrible thing to be covered by the media. You know, unless you're doing corrupt stuff, then I would say then I'd say you probably, you know, are trying to stay away from the media at that point because you're afraid that they'll expose you for who you are and cost you your career then. But I get it. I get it if that's what you're trying to do. But I would get an honest job, be more honest, do something more honest. Don't get involved with crazy stuff that that you have to play secrecy on and sworn in under secrecy and all that other nonsense of kind of contracts. Just be honest, do other, gain your own clientele, show your works to different, maybe get featured in a magazine, hey, they might be interested, that's what I would do personally. Um, I don't know what to say other than this is just information I personally know from experience. I, I, I don't know what to really tell you other than get out there, go do it. Um, I also have a new book that's coming out, which is From Wrong to Redemption. And that's a good Christian faith-based book for those, that need some help in life and that's going through some challenges. I recommend this book. So go buy it on Amazon or Lulu. So I'm just trying to help you, go out there and be you and do your own thing and get featured in those magazines, not for the wrong things, not for going to jail or whatnot, or prison, but if you're doing corrupt things, yes, it can lead to that. But I wanted to let you know, go and be you and get in those magazines, get your exposure, be the light of your company or whomever, and ask them if they don't mind you being a front runner for their company. So, or the face of the company. So, you have a great evening, guys. Hope you get what I'm saying, but you have a good night. It's rather kind of confusing to explain it. So, a little bit, but I explained it enough to simplify it that to maybe people will understand. So, but